Hey guys, welcome. Yeah, so I think I kept my promise and making example 5 here the hardest example and practice part 1. But if you know what the answer is as soon as you see it, which some of you might know, then feel free to move on to practice part 2 for much more difficult examples. Alright, but this is pretty challenging, right? Again, especially if you've never worked with Sigma notation before, and that's the intended audience here. Okay, so k equals 1 to 100 of cosine of k pi is what we have to do here. And so we start with cosine of 1 pi, and then we go plus cosine of 2 pi, and then we go plus all the way to cosine of 100 pi. That's 100 things that we have to add. And so hopefully there are some conveniences. And there are. We know from the cosine graph, which I have permanently implanted in my head, and maybe from your head for you, or from just looking at a graph, the cosine of 1 pi is equal to negative 1, whereas cosine of 2 pi is equal to positive 1. And then cosine of 3 pi is negative 1, whereas cosine of 4 pi is positive 1. And based on this pattern, cosine of 99 pi is going to be negative 1, and cosine of 100 pi is going to be positive 1. And all of this is true, which is cosine of k pi is positive 1 when k is even, and cosine of k pi is negative 1 when k is odd. So that means that the sum that we have is actually just negative 1 plus positive 1 plus negative 1 plus positive 1 plus dot dot dot. So a bunch of other negative 1s and positive 1s here in between, and then plus negative 1 plus positive 1 to conclude. So each negative 1 has a positive 1 that turns it into 0, and therefore this whole sum is negative 50 plus positive 50, or 0.